is this site we're about to have a little field trip with BCTHS, so I felt like we'd walk around the grounds and see what we could listen to, what we might be able to see. So we're going to do that today. So I'm just kind of walking the ring road. I just sort of began. We can kind of see here, right here on BCTHS grounds, we've got some habitat for birds. They'll come down here for this water that builds up in this cement trough, bathe themselves, take a drink, and then move onward. This open meadow here is nice habitat. If you look off in the distance, you see a couple birds in the little trough there. Here comes a crow. Anyway, this meadow here is really nice habitat for a kind of bird called the swallow. Swallows kind of fly around to collect insects, so they kind of have an erratic flying pattern. I saw a few a moment ago. I guess they're landed in the trees. I'm going to stay here for a moment and see if I can't catch one in flight. Here he comes. Somewhere in this tree we got a red-winged blackbird. He's really loud right now. You'll hear him in a sec. That was him. Conk-la-ree! There he goes again. Conk-la-ree! No birding trip would be complete without seeing the robin doing nesting or feeding habits here on the ground. Probably feeding. Well, we made our way back behind G Hall. We're going to continue around the ring road, and then we're going to drop into Canopy and see what we can see in here. Bus stop. Not much need for that right now. We're going to head over to the woods right behind the school and drop in underneath the canopy. Basically, we're just going to walk in underneath the tree line, meaning the canopy. Find that kind of ironic. No littering, please. So we're looking back at the school now. We're about to walk into the canopy here, or underneath the canopy. And we're going to try to be real quiet and see what we can hear and see. Cardinal. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Cardinal. There's the cardinal we were hearing. Right before the skyline there on the right. There's a call I'm not familiar with. Being a bit of a bird novice, that's not much of a surprise. But that'll give me something to work with for learning something new. Our blue jay. He sounds a little angry. So we're going to be heading towards an open meadow here, and that'll probably open up to some different kinds of birds. Let's see what we have in store for us here. Coming up on that open meadow that I was talking about, we're back behind here where the cell tower is. I expect we'll probably see some of the swallow flying around, probably the barn swallow. Awesome shot of the red-tailed hawk. They're often back here. So he's just soaring around. You can tell it's not a vulture because of the size. They're a little smaller than a vulture. And they're also lighter in color when you look at the underside of the wings. A red tail, they kind of have a rust-colored tail. It's a little hard to see sometimes, especially if they're immature, and we're not that close right now. But I got my binoculars with me, and that's definitely what I'm seeing. So we're down near the other end of the meadow, and we're going to walk in under the canopy again and see if we can't hear or capture anything a little more unique. Okay, you probably can't see him real good, but we're probably going to hear the flicker here in just a second. Sounds a little bit like a monkey. There he goes. Beep, 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 beep. Northern flicker, folks. Man, too bad you couldn't be here with binoculars. Got a great shot of him. All the squeaking, popping, and whistling you're about to hear, this is all from the catbird. They usually stay down near the ground. So we're just walking up the path that heads back up towards Worcester Road, which is the main road that the school is located on. Beautiful beech tree here. People tend to carve their names or initials in them because it got nice smooth bark. So you see that smooth bark, it's usually a beech tree. The woods back here are loaded with beech trees. We're looking here, just a type of tree called a hickory tree. I believe this might be the shagbark hickory. You see the bark on the tree looks kind of shaggy, but hickory trees drop a nut called hickory nut. Pretty easy to identify by the nut and by the leaf. We're not really going to do tree identification, but it's an easy tree to identify. The reason that they might do this is they can, woodpeckers are cavity nesters, so they'll try to hollow out the cavity of a tree to create a nest or a nesting area. We're coming up on the roadway here, and we're about to pop up onto the road and head back towards the school here. You can see we're on the road, or excuse me, the sidewalk, just heading back towards the school now. Back to BCTHS, you can see the A-Hall wing from where you are. And we're just going to continue to walk along the grounds here, see what we can, if there's anything else that we could pick up in today's lesson. It's a variation of an oriole landed right here on this stump. There goes our red-bellied woodpecker sound. A little better shot of the catbird here. Oh, blue jay doesn't like them. Lots of swallow around right now. We got a nice swarm of barn swallow right now. Just flying around grabbing a meal. We're going to see the orange belly, maybe, and I don't know that it'll be captured in the video all that well, but I'll show you a slide picture of that. THS, Mr. Gallagher's room, Mr. Haas. This beautiful willow tree we have back here. I don't know if anybody really takes notice of that back here. It's a beautiful tree. It's one of our sparrows, probably the song sparrow. I was hoping he'd sing for us. Must not be in the mood. There he goes, the song sparrow. Beautiful. I mentioned before, the red-tailed hawk. Here's our soaring turkey vulture. Much bigger bird. From the distance here, it's very difficult to see, but we would. Just a wide-angle shot around the school grounds here. You can see there's not a whole lot going on right now. School looks good though.